A budget will be brought down by the new government a week from today. The Treasurer is, as we know, 44-year-old Jim Chalmers, who's referred to as Dr. Jim Chalmers. His doctorate is from the Australian National University, writing a thesis on the Prime Ministership of Paul Keating, titled, quote, Brawler Statesman, Paul Keating and Prime Ministerial Leadership in Australia, unquote. Beyond that, he has degrees from Griffith University, a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Communications. So the doctorate is a bit misleading. I'm not sure of his economic qualifications. He was the Chief of Staff to Wayne Swan 3 years ago. Remember all those budgets that were going to go into surplus? I certainly wish him well, but I really wonder whether his head is appropriately around the problems we face. For example, Australians have been ravaged by floods, and most recently in New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania. In a press conference at Parliament House yesterday, he delivered the motherhood statement, and I quote it, "To everyone involved at keeping Australians safe, to cleaning up after the event, we say thank you. Thank you so much to all the amazing Australians who are looking out for each other and looking after each other as we confront yet another set of natural disasters which are impacting many Australians around the country. Australians are there for each other when times are tough, and we assure people the government will be there for them as well," unquote. Don't you like it? Government will be there for them. You've been wiped out by floods, you're still wading through water and mud, and each adult gets $1,000, one off, and each child $400. What'll that get you? Where is there an innovative policy to address national natural disasters? I've called for years and years for a national disaster fund. The budget each year would appropriate funds. Last year's budget spending was approximately $900 billion. That's 900,000 million, almost $1 trillion. So stick 500 million, a piddling budget amount, into a sinking fund each year. Put people like Peter Costello and a couple of former Prime Ministers in charge of it, invest the money, the kitty grows, and there are immediate funds on application for people facing disasters. Then the government might be able to say, Dr. Chalmers, the government will be there for you. Plainly, it is not. We are swamped with alarmist talk that now, because some of the most productive Australia has been devastated, produce has been destroyed. The Murray-Darling Basin is a $22 billion food bowl, supplying almost a quarter of the nation's milk supply. Communities are going to have to be rebuilt, and grocery prices will go up, and that will affect inflation. You'll see it on the supermarket shelves for apples, oranges, stone fruit, meat, milk. The Dr. Chalmers response is the Morrison response, $1,000 per adult, $400 per child. Rely on volunteers, and in 2 weeks' time, as with the floods in Lismore and the bushfires in New South Wales, they'll all be forgotten. So, Dr. Chalmers, you wanted government. The other mob didn't deliver on disasters. What are you doing?